welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. We're 4 shows from the end, and joining me this week are Nish Kumar, James Acaster and Ed Byrne, Angela Barnes, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start now with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, teams, what's going on here?
I thought if the picture of the week was going to be anything, it would have been a pound sign hanging from a noose.
It's my fault. I asked for this picture because I just wanted to check that the camera I put in his hotel room was working.
Is that Keir Starmer getting the news that the bad boys are back on Mock the Week?
Certainly explain the look of confusion and lack of recognition for the term bad boys of Mock the Week.
Everyone knows we're the bad boys of Mock the Week.
Literally no one has ever referred
We
to
came
as
back to say one final goodbye. Bad boys, James and Nish.
This is going to be a really weird episode.
Also, we were under the impression that more people were coming back.
We've just been told we're the only two that have come back.
Everyone is really
There's
busy.
a surprising amount of people who never moved on.
Is it Keir Starmer haunted by human face in yellow sofa cushion?
That says something, doesn't it? That you can have a picture of Keir Starmer on a sofa, and the most interesting thing in the picture will be the sofa.
Full disclosure, Dara. Full disclosure. Since I was last on this show, I haven't looked at the news once.
What year were you last on the show?
2018. Yeah. First things first. Who's that man?
There's a lot of people looking at that picture asking that question.
If elected Prime Minister, I will make sure that all hotel room carpets go all the way to the door.
Is he the Prime Minister?
If elected.
There was a line in his speech, wasn't there? We need to step up to the plate, no matter what skin colour you are, and the Satsuma the better.
Nice to have you back, Milton. You're my bad boy of now.
He's just going through a speech trying to decide if he has enough quotes from the guy who got us to invade Iraq. Bit of politics there.
They are. OK, can I have the correct answer, please?
Is he going through the new version of the national anthem, making sure he's got the new lyrics?
It's Keir Starmer.
Thank you very much. Absolutely right, Hugh. Yes.
Thanks very much.
This is Labour Party leader Sir Keir Starmer, pictured in Liverpool going to a speech to the party conference. How do you think the Labour conference went?
All they need to do, Labour, really now, is nothing. Right? They just need to keep their mouth shut. So really, they shouldn't have done speeches, because speeches, you might say something that could be picked apart. They should have all just done DJ sets.
Well, they sort of did, because even in a conference, the Labour Party is so intrinsically unable to get through a week without something cringe happening. Even in a conference that went absolutely well, there was video of Wes Streeting singing Angels at a karaoke night, and instead of Angels, he sang I'm Loving Starmer instead, which is dreadful. And I can't do all the work for them, but surely, if you're doing karaoke, you go Starmer, 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 Chameleon.
Yes, they're in the unusual position of the Labour Party of wanting to not say anything while at the same time teasing up the stuff they may or may not do. It's like those trailers you get when they haven't quite made the film yet, but they give you a little, like, just say, the new Star Wars, and they just put, like a mask down and have sort of go, into the voice. And you go, oh, is that going to be Darth Vader? Obviously, that wasn't a very good Darth Vader. Let's do that again.
Dara, what that sounded like was somebody trying to clean the mask.
I'm glad Dara just did that, because now I know who's been calling me late at night.
As a trailer.
You're less voice of Darth Vader and more what he looks like when he takes the mask off.
Oh, I mean, you mean the melty guy with all
Yeah,
kind of like...
that's what I mean. Yeah.
You already have, Luke. You already have. That's him. That's
I tell you what, you can tell this is only one woman on this episode. We got to Star Wars in 5 minutes.
Yes, as we know, calming influence.
The Labour Party do need more young people, but when I set up a group called Child Labour,
What was Sir Keir Starmer's big policy reveal?
He announced a thing called Great British Energy, I think.
Yes.
And the bad bit is that it's actually going to be run by Paul Hollywood and Prue Lee.
Don't say those names. I don't like...
You had a bad time in the old Bake Off, didn't you, Dippy boy?
Can't remember most of it. It's all a blur. I mainly know it through memes.
We've had mixed fortunes for the bad boy since we were last on Bot the Week. I got a show shit canned and he had a breakdown on a cake programme.
Little news. Did anyone see what happened to the pound this week?
The pound fell to its lowest level for 50 years. But look on the positive side, if we are back in the 1970s, that's fine, because I'm still a child and the whole of Mock the Week is still ahead of me.
I don't know. Second time round, we might not book you.
put it this way, my independent financial advisor has moved back with his parents.
Just a quick shout out to Kwasi Kwarteng's other half. I'm not sure if he's married, but he has a partner who presumably sent him off to work on the Friday going, hey, good luck on your big day. I'll tune in, I promise I'll tune in. And then in the middle of the day, flicked on the day and went, oh. And then there's a really awkward evening of, do you want to watch the news? No, you don't. I was just going to check our pension. No, I don't want to check the pension.
Do you think it was really him, though, or do you think it was a Kwasi Kwarteng?
They're going to have to cut public spending because they're going to have to make up the shortfall somewhere. And I would suggest if they're going to cut public spending, potentially we replace Liz Truss and Kwasi Kwarteng with 2 bags of salt and vinegar crisps. Because, first of all, it would save about £316,000 in their individual salaries. And also, given the events of the last few weeks, truly 2 bags of crisps would have done less economic damage because they wouldn't have had mouths to open.
The IMF, they issued a statement saying that fiscal policy should not run at cross purposes to monetary policy, which is a big shock to those of us who didn't know there was a difference between those two things.
You know, if they'd told anyone that they were going to do it, they could have staved it off, but they just did it, didn't they? And communication, I think, is genuinely going to be a real problem for this government, because Kwasi Kwarteng won't do it. Jacob Rees-Mogg sounds like a Victorian mill owner announcing redundancies on Christmas Eve. And Liz Truss would lose a public speaking competition to the voice that says, bucket and mop to aisle 3, please. It is a proper problem.
Her speaking style, it's like somebody took a speech, printed it out, then removed all of the punctuation, put it in a salt shaker and just distributed it liberally. Because she goes, hello, I am... Liz Truss?
Look, I'm not accusing anyone of being evil, but I think if you were evil, then your manifesto would probably include lifting the cap on bankers' bonuses, right? I mean, what are they going to do next? Outlaw Dalmatian killing? What? Oh, fuck that, didn't I?
Yes, I mean, Dalmatian killing is already outlawed.
Legalised Dalmatian killing is probably what you meant there. What are they going to do next, people? What are they going to do next? Outlaw Dalmatian killing? This country is built on Dalmatian killing.
Can I just say on Dalmatian killing, you can see where it's heading. Join the dots.
Tax is more complicated than you think, though, because my whole name is Milton 79 Heathfield Road Jones, because my dad heard you could save tax if you put your house in your son's name.
It's worth the same as it's always been.
A pound.
What are you talking about?
Pound's worth a pound, man.
What about with buying other currencies? Pound to the dollar.
Why would I buy another currency? I've got a pound. And someone might eat the crisps, so you can't have them in charge.
James, can we meet after the show? I've got an investment opportunity I want to talk about.
Always, Angela.
They're coats made of Dalmatian.
Cost of living's hitting everyone, man.
What, how's it hit you?
I'm back on air.
One last suck at the teeth for you, is it?
That's what you said to me backstage.
Yeah. At the end of that round, the points go to Ed, James and Nish.
Bad boy.
Now we play a round called If You've Enjoyed My Work on Mock the Week, why not come and see me on tour? Involves Ed and Milton, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Our first topic. Let's spin the wheel. First topic is class. Who was coming out? Ed Byrne.
So I didn't grow up particularly middle class. I've ascended into the middle classes now, but I don't really feel like I belong. I feel like I'm just sort of observing and reporting what middle class people do, like hanging up wooden letters above your oven, spelling out the word bake. What's happened to you people? What has happened to you that you suddenly need all these ornate wooden post-it notes in every room in your house, remind you how to use each room in your house? You go to a middle-class house now, every room you go into is like going into an escape room. You know, what are we doing here? I don't know, check the cushions. Oh, apparently we should live our best life. Look for more clues. Seriously, we rented a cottage a few summers ago, and every room you went into, every room you go into the kitchen, and one wall's got cook, and the other wall's got eat. Thanks for the tips, lads. Glad I read those in the right order. You go into the living room, and one wall's got chill, and the other wall's got relax. You go into the bedroom, above the bed, it's got love. Oh, my God, I'm gonna... Just wandering around this cottage going, was this place decorated by the dude from Memento? Seriously. So, you know, last day of that holiday, I went to the craft shop. Bought myself some letters. They can't withhold your deposit because you added decorations to a property. That's not a rule. Went in that bathroom, just put shit above the toilet. It's gotta be done. Tasteful wooden letters, little white lights, Times New Roman. Into the shower enclosure with me stencil kiss just to go cheeky wank. It's gotta be done. Small victory, innit? Cheers.
Thank you very much, Ed Byrne. That leaves us with Milton. Let's see what your topic is. Let's spin the wheel. The topic is anger. OK, Milton.
Again? People are angry. I'm angry, you're angry, Ed's angry about letters. The railway workers are angry. I saw them demonstrating in the street the other day. I went out, took them some ice cubes as their placards demanded. Turns out they wanted justice. Do you ever have a conversation with someone and towards the end they say, well, I'll let you go? And you think, yeah, thanks. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're trying to make me think that I've got better things to do. But in reality, you're saying that you've got better things to do. Well, next time someone says to you, I'll let you go, say, no. Shut the door. If they make some dive for the window, grab them by their ankles. As they're dangling 4 stories above the car park, scream, this has all been a terrible mistake. Say, OK, I'll let you go. The AA, the RAC, don't get me started. My own particular bugbear is a cross between an insect and a mammal. To be honest, honest? Because people say that as well, don't they? And you think, what do you mean, to be honest? You mean everything you've been saying so far hasn't been honest? Well, how can we trust what you're going to say now? Anyway, you've been a great audience. But to be honest, I'll let you go.
Thank you very much. Points there to Milton Jones. Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Milton, it's your 50th show and your final show. Which category would you like?
What do you mean it's my final show?
I've just decided.
Thanks a lot.
Which category would you like, Milton?
Betrayal. Science, please.
Excellent. Your topic is science. The answer is 6.8 million. What is the question?
Is it how many knives are in my back?
Is it how many of the 1 million people who live in the Donbass have voted to join Russia?
Is it how many dock leaves would you have to rub on the songwriter's sting before he disappeared?
How far short are we of the 6.8 million people we hope would sign the Save the Mock the Week petition?
Is it how many points would I have on my licence if it was illegal to drive whilst devilishly handsome?
Hell yeah.
Is it how much did my sex tape lose at the box office?
Is it how many waterlogged Paddington Bears are currently filling up landfill in Windsor?
In the song, The 6.8 Million Days of Christmas, how many scarecrows were a skanking?
Is it the number of unread emails in Liz Truss's inbox?
Is it how many Russian students live in the city of undergrad?
Is it in what position now is Prince Harry in line to the throne?
Is it in a few years' time how many Russian students will live in the Russian city of postgrad?
Does anyone have the correct answer, please?
It's how far away is the asteroid that NASA have managed to knock off its course?
Absolutely. Thank you very, very much. Very good. Yes. The yes question I was looking for was, how many miles away from Earth did NASA strike an asteroid with a hypersonic spacecraft? So why did they do this?
It's the plot of Armageddon.
Yeah, under Deep Impact. I was more of a Deep Impact man, actually. I was always more Deep Impact.
Let know what your wife
Hey?
Yeah. Good to we've already lowered the tone in this.
I'm looking forward to going into the science bit now and having you be all, oh, I know about science, I'm a clever guy, even though a few weeks ago, me and Nish saw you walk into a room and tip a pint of ice cream upside down thinking it would stay in the cup and it fell on the carpet.
Yeah, and it would be a real shame if somebody had brought along a photo of exactly that happening. Literally right there. Walk us through this, science boy.
Okay.
There's lactose intolerance, and then there's throwing a fish.
in Dairy Queens in Canada and possibly in America, where they pour your ice cream and then they turn it upside down quite dramatically and then go, yep, there it goes, and hand it to you, right?
Yeah.
And then
To demonstrate its thickness? Or
yeah, it's just out. Yeah, it fills the cup, like whatever. And then I walked all the way from the Dairy Queen to the, like 10 minutes later, arrived at the cup and I said, oh, they do this amazing thing. And I turned it over and forgetting that my hand had been holding it for 10 minutes as I walked back from the place. So it paused for a second. There was a delicious second where it held and then it started to move.
Oh, Dara, I hope Brian Cox isn't watching this.
And then it moved all over my hotel room floor. That's me facing the window because I laughed so much I turned into the guy from the end of the Blair Witch Project.
At the point that happened, did you go, I shall call it gravity?
It was pretty amazing, though.
It was
they fired a satellite at it, and it filmed it. They filmed it. You know, it took photographs as it was zooming in to the asteroid, and everyone breathed a great sigh of relief when it first started to zoom in and they didn't see a load of clangers all going.
I read so one of them's Dimorphos, and I can't remember the other one.
Yeah.
And I wrote it down because it said it took roughly 11 hours and 55 minutes to circle its 780-metre wide partner, and it just reminded of me and my husband when we try and have sex after dinner.
You're circling around for that.
Circling around 11 hours.
And he deflects you by changing your velocity until eventually you're drawn into a tighter and tighter orbit.
Oh, man, I'm horny as hell. When did this show get so horny?
When we finally allowed women on. In other news, why might some Tesla drivers have sore fingers?
All the wanking.
Come on. I'm getting the point you're making, but I don't know the mechanics of that actually work. My fingers are very sore.
It just makes sense. That's how I do it, like a squirrel.
Yeah.
Or is it perhaps just from going on Twitter to blindly defend every single thing Elon Musk does ever?
I don't know if that's necessary. I think you can buy the car without thinking it has anything to do with Musk. Musk seems so...
Oh, that's because you have a Tesla, Dara.
Yeah, but... whereas I do think he is strange.
He's holding his face on.
Do you think if he was involved in a scandal that went on and on for ages, it would be called Elongate?
Why, though, are their fingers sore?
The story is Tesla have recalled 1.1 million cars in the US because as the windows go up, if they don't stop, they're meant to stop if they hit an obstruction or something.
Yeah, like your
and
hand,
they don't.
like your hand,
So
yeah.
if your hand is in the window, they just crush your hand.
You have your hand down, and then the thing would push it up, all right?
Well, and you're thinking, I'm just going to leave my hand here for about 15 seconds.
Let's see how this goes.
Sorry, Dara, are you blindly defending everything Elon Musk has ever done? You've zoned out, haven't you?
I zoned out. I was just thinking about the deleted scene from Titanic where she puts her hand on the window and chops her fingers off.
Oh, Jack! Ow, my fingers! There you go. Can I get onto the board with you? She says, no, there's no space here. He goes, there is, because your fingers aren't taking up any space. So if you just move along with your palms, come on to the rest of the door, and I'll be okay. Is that okay? Can I come on, Rose? No, you can't. You can't. I got no fingers left. You're not getting on the board. Freeze!
She was actually called Rose because when she was on the door, she had to row with her arms.
At the end of that round, the point's going to Angela Kieran Milton. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a travel show.
I'm not going anywhere.
Hello, I'm a British comedian, and I'm doing a travel show without my mum.
Venice. Everywhere is a toilet.
Well, what can I tell you about the Baltic? Never walk through long grass, just in a pair of shorts.
Welcome to The Joke's on Me, the only travel show hosted by a flat earther.
Welcome to the misadventures of Ramesh Ranganathan. I'm not Ramesh, but he's too busy to do it these days. And based on what I can tell, most of you can't tell the difference between us.
In this series, I'm going to show you my favourite bits of the Netherlands. Welcome to Hugh's Nether region.
You joined me here in New Zealand. Apparently, Lord of the Rings was filmed here, but they never mention it.
Yes, I am having a great time in Pyongyang. Everything cool, everybody has enough food. Very nice. Oh, my God, no, please!
As my hot air balloon floats majestically towards the top of the Shard, I'm realising what a bad idea this was.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. With that in mind, apologies to the owner of the cucumber and Johnny Vegas.
Paris, city of fine art, fine cuisine, but ruined by being full of French people.
Here I am on top of Machu Picchu. And a moment ago, the inventor of the Fitbit just fell off. And yes, he did hit 10,000 steps on the way down.
And here, on the French coast, the perfect beach footwear was invented by designer Philippe Philot. I said it. What happened?
It is over 2,000 years since Vesuvius erupted here at Pompeii, and it's unlikely to happen. Bollocks!
All I'm saying is, if you don't provide breakfast, this is just an Air B. Do you understand?
On this episode, we're in Malaysia because that's right, your licence fee paid for another 2 comedians to go on holiday.
Good trip, wasn't it? It was a good trip, that one.
I'm here in Paris for Fashion Week. They've covered the Arc de Triomphe with camouflage netting. Can't see the attraction myself.
The next topic is commercials that never made it to air.
At WeBuyAnyCar.com, We Buy Fuck Off hasn't even got wheels.
Quasi, gamble responsibly.
The Happy Meal. It's neither of those things.
From the people who bought you NutriBullet, the NutriGun. Find nutrition into a hole of your choosing today.
Oral-B. But on the other hand, you got an A for anal.
Head and Shoulders, the perfect shampoo for people with hairy shoulders.
Do you want children to learn about deadly skin diseases? Then buy The Adventures of Peppa Pig.
Kids and grown-ups love it so. The comedy of Frankie Boyle. Come back, Frankie!
I'm Nick Clegg, and I think you should join the metaverse. I had to join it to move to a different reality to find one single person who didn't think I was a twat.
And Rex, the toilet paper for you and your dog. Come on, Rex.
Do you suffer from male pattern baldness? Sucks to be you.
Pepperami. It's a bit of an animal. Specifically, its dick.
Why is it called Special K? It's ketamine.
Why not travel by megabus? Now Mock the Week's ending, Dara O'Brien might actually be on it.
Hello, I'm Jennifer Aniston. How do I look like this? Well, it's called the Witness Relocation Scheme.
The Russian army needs you, because all the guys we hired died.
Can Nish and I survive Mock the Week without Ed Gamble? Kazoo, yeah, we can.
After the end of that round, the points go to Angela Hugh and Milton. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Nish Kumar, James A. Castro, and Ed Burr. Commiserations to Angela Barnes, Hugh Dennis, and Milton Jones. Thanks for watching. I'm Darby. 3 more to go. See you next week. Good night.